once again welcome to my channel Engineering Very Simple. Now we were studying digital system design, and now in digital system design we were studying the topic of combinational circuits, and this is the part 3 of that lecture. And in today's lecture I am going to introduce you to the topic of multiplexers. So multiplexers is basically a combinational logic circuit, a type of combinational logic circuit, and many a times the most popular short form of this multiplexer circuit is, we engineers call it as MUX. So whenever you see anything written as MUX, you have to understand that it is a multiplexer. That is a short form for the multiplexer. Or alternatively, multiplexer circuits are also known as data selector circuits. So now let us understand this particular circuit and why do we need to study it. First of all, let us define what do you mean by a multiplexer or MUX. So the definition of this circuit. Definition of a multiplexer circuit. So what is a multiplexer? So I will explain it with the help of block diagram. One, two, three, four. I1, I2, I3. This is X1, X0. This is Y is the output. So now this is the block diagram representation of a 4:1 mux. Now what is this 4:1 mux? You will understand each and everything over here. So I have drawn this block diagram now. Block diagram representation of multiplexer, a circuit representation of a circuit diagram representation of a digital multiplexer. Now what is a multiplexer? A multiplexer is nothing but it is a combinational circuit which has more than one input lines. So this lines, that is I0, I1, I2, I3, that you see are known as the input lines or data input. Input lines or data input of the multiplexer circuit. And what else does it consist? It consists of one output line, and these lines, that is X1, X0, are known as select lines. And there is one more input present over here, which is known as enable. So this enable may be present here also. So enable input, one enable input, I will draw it here only, please. Here. So one enable input. So I have written EN. So my multiplexer is simply a circuit consisting of more than one input lines and some selection lines and some output. Now let us understand how does this circuit work. So as you can see, these are the 4 input data lines. So what do you mean by data line? This will consist of some binary data. Let's say suppose 0, 0, 1, 1. So I0 value is 0, I1 value is 0, I2 value is 1, and I3 value is 1. And here these are known as select lines. So as we are dealing with binary data, so here you see there are 2 select lines. So what are the possible combinations this X1, X0 can take? This can take the combination that is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So these particularly are values of X1 and X0, which are the select lines. Now what is the function of these select lines? Depending upon this combination of X1 and X0, a particular single input data is selected to and routed to the output path. So now if we see the truth table, this is a 4:1 mux. So if we look at the truth table, you will understand this concept very much properly. uh, firstly we have here truth table. Without the enable I am writing right now, then later on we will include the enable signal and what does it do. So these are your select lines x1 x0, and depending on it output is there. So this is your truth table of 4:1 multiplex. So how will you write this? So as you see, there are four combinations possible because there are two binary variables x1 x0. So for that four select combinations are available. So 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So now depending upon this input or select logic, we can call it as a select logic, this particular input, which particular input line will be selected, that would be decided. Now for timing, forget this values given over here. So first input line is denoted by I0, second input line is denoted by I1, third input line is denoted by I2, and fourth input line is denoted by I3. Now since this is a 4:1 mux. Why 4:1? Because there are four input combinations and only one output. So depending upon the select logic, only one output is selected to be presented as an output or to be given out as an output. So whenever you have four inputs and only one output you want to select out of it, so that's why it is known as 4:1, and that's why the circuit is known as data selector, because this I0, I1, I2, I3 are nothing but 4 bits of binary data, but depending upon the combination of select lines, only one output is selected. So that's the reason it is known as data selector circuit, or sometimes it is also known as many to one. Why many to one? See, there were many inputs, but only one output is present. So that's the reason many to one. Now let us understand its working by its truth table. Now these are four select line combinations. So for 0 0, which input will be selected for whenever you have 0 0 over here applied at the select line, your I0 value will be selected at the output. So whenever you have x1 is equal to 0, x1 is equal to 0, x0 equal to 0, you will get the value of I0 at the output. So that's the reason I have written I0. Then the next I1. So 0 1, whenever x1 is 0, x0 is 1. So 0 1. Okay. For 0 1, which one will be selected? Input line number I1 will be selected. So I1 will be present over here. And then the next combination for 1 0, what will be selected? I2. Because this is binary number 2 and this is denoted by 2, so this is the third bit will be selected, that is 0 1. For 1 0 it would be I2, and for 1 1 corresponds to binary number 3. 1 1 in binary is decimal 3, so I3 here it will be selected. So this particular input will be applied at the will be passed on to the output and displayed. So this was the truth table for 4:1. Now similarly there are other types of multiplexer, that is 2:1 mux, 16:1 mux, and 8:1 mux. There are various variants available for this multiplexer ICs. One interesting thing to note here is that, so as you can know, whenever you have a range of input present, we want a single output. At that time this circuit is very useful. Now as you can know, practically in many cases we have a array of inputs and we want to extract whichever we need at that particular time. In that applications, that is data acquisition applications, this circuit is particularly very useful. And this circuit is a multi-purpose circuit in the sense you can design various different types of combinational circuits using only multiplexer ICs, as it is convenient to implement, as it consists of less number of connections. Because you see now, so there are different multiplexers ICs available in market. So this is a 4:1 mux. So for that it is 4:1 mux IC number available is IC. I will write it on the top. Erase this. IC 7415. Wait. 74153 is your 4:1 marks. So you get this whole circuit in IC form. But let us understand what is how does this circuit function. So what is inside this IC box present over here that selects this particular input line. So for that I will need to write the truth table again over here. So this time I will write it 2 3 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. I0, I1, I2, I3. Now this is the truth table which I am writing whenever the circuit is without enable input. And what is the function of enable input? I will explain it at the last. So this is the truth table of 4:1 multiplex. Okay. So now, whenever we have any combinational circuit and we want to implement the circuit using basic gates or logic gates, what do? We need an system equation or Boolean expression for it. So how will you write Boolean expression for 4:1 marks? So have a look at the truth table. So this is x1, x0. As this both the inputs are 0 0, it is x1 bar. So output equation for 4:1 marks is x1 bar, x0 bar, I0. See, x1 bar because it is 0, x0 bar because this value is also 0, and I0 will be as it is because that is the output. And then the next term, we will go to the next row. Here x1 value is 0, so it would be represented as x1 bar, x0, and here I1 is there, so I1, okay, plus. See, when x1 is 1, so here it will be x1, x0 bar, I2, and then last term will be x1, x0, I3. This is the equation we are getting for 4:1 multiplexer. Now let us substitute this value and check whether whatever our analysis of this circuit was is correct or not. Now let us consider you have applied first input combination. We will check x1 is 0 and x0 is 0. Let us put x1 and x0 values as 0 0 in this particular equation. So what would it be? So x1 is 0, x0 is 0. So here x1 complement, x0 complement. So 1 into I0. Because we have taken complements of this input, and as x1 was 0, x0 is 0. We are discussing the first case of the truth table. So here 1 into I0 plus 1 into x0 will be 0 into I1 plus here again here x1 is 0, x0 will be 1, I2, and here the third term which is x1 x0 is both is 0 into I2. Now understand this. How does this circuit function? Now this first term is 1 into I0. So I0 will remain as it is in the output, and the remaining terms will be 0 because 1 into 0, 0 into anything is 0. For the third term also 0 into I2 will be 0, and for the fourth term also 0 into I3 will be 0. So only one output is present. So this is how the circuit functions. On the basis of this equation I substituted the value. That is the first condition, that is x1 is equal to 0 and x0 equal to 0, and then and the output which I got was I0, and that is the same that we expected, right, as per the truth table. When x1 is 0 and x0 is 0, your output should be only I0. So this is how you check whether our analysis is correct or not, maybe by substituting the values of input and checking the corresponding output. Now we have the system equation present over here. I will keep this system equation as it is and I will go next way. Okay, now let us see its implementation using basic gates, that is AND, OR and NOT gate. Now this is the system equation which we have found, which we have found out from the truth table. Now this system equation only I have implemented over here. So these are your two select inputs x1, x0. So the first term you see x1 bar, x0 bar and the data input I0 which I have applied, which are applied to the, with these three inputs are applied to the AND gate because here multiplication is there. Similarly for the second term it is x1 bar, x0, I1 and then the third term of this equation x1, x0 bar, I2 and the fourth term that is x1, x0 and I3 and these terms these are the product terms, so these are ANDed together and this whole equation is added. So we want addition as the final output, so that's the reason these four inputs are applied to an OR gate and final output is presented. So this is what is nothing but it is inside in the 4:1 multiplexer IC. So this entire circuitry is inside that IC. Now there is one more input known as the enable input. Now we will study what modifications will be there in that case. So here only I will do the modification. So I will erase this much part now. So what is enable or strobe input in a multiplexer? Enable meaning it is like a activator control to the your multiplexer IC. So now this is your 4:1 mux. So as it is 4:1 mux, it will have two select lines x1, x0. One enable input, enable or strobe. Here I have written EN and there is no bar on top of it. Means if I want to activate this particular IC, if I want this IC to work, then I will have to apply logic 1 at the input, enable input. Then only the circuit will be enabled. So that's the reason this is enable. And if this input is active low, what is this mean? What does this mean? EN bar. So in that case, what will be my if I want this circuit to function in the complex circuit diagram, if I want this circuit to function as a multiplexer, in order to activate the circuit, I will have to apply logic 0 at the enable bar input because it is an active low input because EN bar. So this complement is nothing but active high, active low input. That is, you have to apply logic 0 in order to get this terminal activated or the circuit activated. And there is another type of input here, EN, which is an active high type of input. So if we apply logic 1 over here, if this is EN, then only the circuit will get activated. That is I0, I1, I2, I3. And here is the output. Now here one additional input will be there in the truth table right now. So as in this diagram I have written here active high input, so I will write the truth table for active high enable. So enable x1, x1, x0 and then here y output. Y is the output. So this is an active high input. So when will this circuit get activated? When enable is kept at logic 1. So for all the four input combinations to us, this should be permanently kept at logic 1, that is plus VCC, that is 5 volt, that is logic 1. So that's the reason enable input in this case is logic 1, because this is an active high input. The circuit will be activated then if and only if this input is maintained at logic 1, and the rest of the truth table will remain the same. And whenever this enable input goes from 1 to 0, it is a don't care input, or this combination doesn't exist, because this circuit will be turned off if we change the logic 1 to logic 0 of the enable input. So this is don't care. So we will write here I0, I1, I2, I3. Now let us write the equation again. So y is equal to, here enable will be as it is, x1 bar, x0 bar, I0 plus enable. So enable x1 bar, x0, I1 plus enable okay, 0 I2 and plus enable x1, x2, I3, x1, x2, no, sorry, x1, x0, I3. So as you can see in the previous system equation, only enable input gets multiplied. Now how will you show that using this particular circuit diagram? So this is a particular circuit diagram. So your final output OR gate will be there. Now we want to add one more input, which is multiplied to each and every term over here. So how will you do? You will simply put an AND gate at the end of this output Y to get this and multiply this with. We will consider the earlier equation only. So we have without the enable y is equal to x1 bar, x0 bar, I0 plus x1 bar, x0, I1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0. So it's not I. So this is the equation of 4:1 multiplexer using without the enable input. Now if you want to implement this multiplexer circuit or realize the multiplexer circuit using NAND logic, then we have to perform the following steps. So this question is asked sometimes. Implement 4:1 mux using basic gates and NAND logic. So that's the reason I am taking this over here. So implementation using basic gates you just now saw. I will show you the circuit diagram implementation of 4:1 mux using NAND logic. So 4:1 mux implementation using NAND logic. So how will you do this? So this is the equation which we have. Now whenever we want to implement the circuit using NAND logic, what is the thing that we do over here? Firstly we will take double complement of this output equation. So this will be x1 bar, x0 bar, I0 plus x1 x plus x1 x naught bar I2 plus x1 x naught I3 and its double complement. Why double complement? Because when you remember the Boolean law, double complement of A is A. So I want to do certain modifications in order to implement the circuit using NAND logic, but I don't want the meaning of the system equation to change. So that's the reason I have taken double complement on both sides, as it doesn't change its meaning. Now as you see, this is the particular equation. Now our equation is of the type y is equal to a plus b plus c plus d. So these four terms are a, b, c and d I have written, and its double complement we are going to take. Now remember, there was a theorem known as De Morgan's theorem which we studied earlier. So what will be this internal complement consist of? So it would be y is equal to, this is a plus b plus c plus d the whole complement. So how can we write that in terms of NAND logic? So that is nothing but a bar dot b bar dot c bar dot d bar, and the whole complement on the top will remain as it is. So how have we have written this? Because De Morgan theorem states that whenever there is a plus b the whole complement, or a plus b plus c plus d the whole complement in this case, you can write it as a bar dot b bar dot c bar dot d bar using De Morgan's theorem. Using De Morgan's theorem. Okay. Now, in our case, what is x1, x? Now, what is our a, b, c, d in this case? We will write the equation. Y is equal to x1 bar, x naught bar, I naught, the whole complement. This will be one term. Then x1 bar, x naught, I1, whole complement, second term. Then x naught bar, x1, I2, the whole complement, third term. x1, x naught, I3, the whole complement. This is your fourth term, and the complement at the top will remain as it is. So now let us label this as equation number, this particular one as equation number A. Now this particular equation we are supposed to implement using NAND logic. So this is the equation which we got now. So you can take this equation down so that I can proceed with the circuit implementation using NAND logic. So I hope you have taken this down, because I need to erase it in order to show you the implementation. So now let us implement using NAND. Now we have derived the equation for implementing 4:1 mux using NAND gates only. So this was our equation that we have found out by applying double complement, and then at the end we applied De Morgan's theorem to get this particular equation. So this particular equation is nothing but 4:1 mux implementation using NAND logic. So now let us see its implementation using NAND logic. So the circuit diagram that you see, I have drawn over here. So I will explain that. The first term is x1 bar, x naught bar, I1, the whole complement. So now this particular term, if I want, I will have to pass, I will need one NAND gate, so I have it over here. And this input lines, that is select lines, that is x1, x0, and here NAND gate is implemented using NAND gate. So this particular NAND gate that you see will function as a NOT gate, because I have implemented NOT gate using NAND gate over here. So for those who don't know this, you can refer to my lecture of universality of NAND gate. There you will see the NOT gate implementation of NAND gate and how we do it. So these two are nothing but NOT gates, functioning as NOT gates, but these are actually NAND gates, but they perform the function of inversion, that is NOT gate. So that's the reason I used in this circuit. So the first term, that is x1 bar, x1 bar, x0 bar, and then the input I0. So here I0 is there. So when you pass it to this particular NAND gate, it would be x1 bar, x0 bar, I0, the whole complement, because this is a NAND gate over here. So this first term we got. Similarly, the other three terms we will get, and that again we will pass through it through the final NAND gate to get this upper complement. So this is how this whole circuit is implemented using NAND logic, that is 4:1 multiplexer using NAND gates alone. So any doubts regarding this implementation, you will need to refer to my lecture of universality of NAND gates. Now there is a last but most important point I would like to convey over here. So as we were discussed in the start of the lecture, there are various type of circuits, that is 2:1, 2:1 mux is there, 4:1 mux is there, 8:1 mux is there, 16:1 mux is there. Now how will you understand this? Now suppose if you have n select lines, then maximum number of possible input combinations are 2:n. Like here in this case only observe, you had two select lines, that is x1 and x0. So you depend on this n. So this n is nothing but number of select lines. So if there are two select lines, as in case of 4:1, it would be 2:2:1. So what is 2:2:1? 4:1 mux, because two select lines are there, and that's why four input combinations are there, that is I0, I1, I2 and I3, and one output. Similarly, if we have number of select lines, that is number of select lines is 3. So maximum possible data inputs or input combinations are 2:3. That is 8. Maximum number of data inputs or inputs are 3, and these are the number of select lines. Then what will be our circuit be? So our circuit will be 2:n:1 mux. So what is 2:n? That is number of select lines in this case, that is 2^1. So it will be nothing but 8:1 mux. So whenever we have three select lines, we have an 8:1 circuit. And how it would look like? So this is a multiplexer, 8:1 multiplexer. There would be 3 select inputs. Here x0, x1, x2. 3 select inputs. As there are 3 select inputs, how many possible input combinations will be there? That is 2:3 input combination. That is why 8. So it would be I0, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6 and I7. I6, I7. So there are 8 input combinations here in this case, 8 input lines or data lines. Input lines are also known as data inputs. And one output is there because this one corresponds to one output. So this is how your multiplexer circuit will be. The IC numbers will be different for 8:1 and 16:1. That I am not discussing, that you can Google and see also. But this was a basic introduction to the combinational circuit of multiplexers. And I am going to take a separate lecture on multiplexers, that is problems based on multiplexers, because using these multiplexers you can implement different combinational circuits. So and we can implement different Boolean functions also using multiplexers. So that we will do some other time. So this was the basic introduction to your multiplexer circuit and its implementation using basic gates and NAND logic.